Take two. Take two. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bad Movie Podcast, okay? It's been a while. Look, I don't want to make this too sweet. I don't want to make this too sugary, too flowery, but I'm back. Bells is back. Thus, we are back. Thus, the Bad Movie Podcast is back. Now, unfortunately, during the first take, some forces of nature got in my way. They don't want to see a young fellow like me win. Okay, what can I say? But here I am, ladies and gentlemen, back here again with another episode of the Bad Movie Podcast. Today we are talking about The Lion King, not the new remake, which we will be doing probably because it counts as an animated movie. But we're talking about the original 1994, I believe it was, Lion King movie.
Yeah.
You know, the one everyone look. I'm looking at everyone I follow right now. Everyone I follow on Letterboxd. Okay, I'm just seeing 10s all across the board. People really like this movie. Bells, similarly, really likes this movie.
I do. And I rewatched it today. You know, we both. Well, I think Blaiden saw it for the first time. I rewatched it.
I did not see it for the first time. I watched it whenever I was like a kid, and I was unimpressed. But we can talk about this.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I were to talk about this movie, like before I go into like I guess the actual content of the movie, this is a movie that like unlike the other movies, like even unlike Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, this is a movie that I did grow up with. Like I've seen it several times when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just this movie, but like just generally all of like the Disney movies from like the Renaissance, like from like the 90s. I was a big fan of like. I remember really liking the Pixar movies, but I think I was always a little bit more into the, I guess, the Renaissance films. Like, I don't know, I think I just really like how they look, like the 2D animation, and I don't know, I guess the kind of humor, the kind of
Agree
characters.
to disagree, but go on.
Yeah.
Listen, in time. Continue.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess there is something about these movies that, like, even as a kid, like I was like, you know, I was getting into Disney, but like whenever I don't know, some of those 90s movies will come up on, I don't know, on TV or I will put it on DVD. I was like, you know, there was something, I don't know, particularly special about those movies. Like, I feel like from the very start, from like since I was a little kid, I remember holding this and some other like Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin like in a very high regard. So it is a movie that while rewatching it, I tried my best to, I guess, put my nostalgia bias aside because while watching the movie, I just realized that every single scene of this movie is, I guess, very integrated into my brain, which made it a little bit, I guess, hard to like try to process this in a different, I guess, perspective. That's probably also why the movie felt a little bit too fast paced, but I always felt that was probably more because I knew about the movie front to back. But I guess we can talk about that later.
Oh no, it's definitely a fast-paced movie. It is without a doubt a fast-paced movie. You know,
Yeah.
90 minutes.
I guess bottom line is this is one of my favorite movies, maybe of all time. I still really love this movie.
That's insane. That's insane. I don't. No. You can't do that. You don't have the right. What is the 24 frames of Nick thing?
Oh, no. You don't get to do that. You don't get to literally deflate everything SpongeBob was.
He's talking about SpongeBob. Dude, this guy takes himself so seriously. What is wrong with people? You're a cartoon reviewer. Jesus Christ. Be self-aware of that fact. And listen. Hey, Uncle Blaiden, cartoon reviewer? What is it I'm doing right here? I'm reviewing a cartoon. Ladies and gentlemen, this cartoon, I don't know how else to put it. Well, let me tell you. I probably watched this movie in the 4th grade. My mom was like really, really excited to show it to me. She was like, "Oh, you're gonna love this movie," and I watched, and I was just unimpressed. I was like, I was kind of mid, like. I think maybe there's such a phenomenon as they have like adult themes such as a thing dies in a movie, and now that's it's deep because of that, and so it convinces people that this movie is anything more than what it is. I don't know. and it's not a bad movie by any means. I gave it a 6. I'm gonna go ahead and break the seal on that. Right? Okay, I gave it a 6 because upon rewatching, keep in mind, I haven't watched this since I was like 10. Right? I haven't watched it since I was 10. And I don't know. Like it left an impression. For sure, it left an impression. There are things about the movie that left an impression for good things, but I think the impressions. I actually think that the bad impressions outweighed the good. Though I did walk away feeling positive on the movie overall. Yeah, I don't know. I really just can't wait to get into to sink my teeth into this one because oh boy, do I have a lot to say. Do I have a lot to say that I think a lot of people don't want to hear? And that's fine because it's my opinion, right? Like I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's feelings, but I do feel like my perspective might be maybe my contrarian opinion as per the norm. My contrarian opinion could be of some insight. Maybe we start looking at this more through a more critical lens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very excited. It's like it's like a kid on Christmas Day. Just looking at the at the present. It's like oh, it's shaped like that. It's shaped like the thing I always wanted. It's shaped like the thing I always wanted. I just want to tear into the wrapping paper so bad, so bad, Bill, so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I did see your review on the movie. Yeah, there are two things that I'm gonna ask you definitely because there are two things that I don't know didn't really make sense to me.
Well, maybe I should read my review first.
Yeah,
it's a very short review, and this doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do me that much justice in conveying all of my opinions on the movie. But in terms of like an overall, if I had to put a bow on it, what's underneath that present, right? The wrapping paper is this right here. Let me go to my review real quick. What do we have? What do we have here? How do I find my reviews, Bells? I don't know how to navigate this bullshit website.
I mean, I could probably.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
This is a movie about being a man and rekindling the fire in the belly in a world that wants you to be comfortable and eat the bug. Unfortunately, this movie's sense of perspective is usually either very nauseating or incredibly flat, with some exceptions, and overall has a look reminiscent of MS Paint. Oh, I can feel the man-children shivering in their boots over that one. But wait, it goes on. There's some heart and soul to be found here. But if you told me this movie was direct to DVD, I'd believe you. The autistic monkey... Hey, not the one? The autistic monkey was funny, though.
Yeah. Because the two things that I'm mainly just confused about is, well, first of all, overall it has a look reminiscent of MS Paint. What does that mean, Blatant?
The colors are just really flat. Like I don't know how else to put it. There's no like the scope is fucked. You know what I mean? The sense of perspective is fucked. And like okay, let me put it to you this way. So obviously no one really knows about this, but Bells, you know about this. So Howard not that long ago posted screen caps of Sleeping Beauty in Tim's server, right?
Uh-huh.
And it looked gorgeous. It's probably not a movie I would get very much out of because I can't imagine, being in tune with it story-wise. I think it's, probably good for little girls. But, I don't think I have anything to get out of it. But, man, visually, what a movie. What a movie. Do you disagree?
No, I do think that a Sleeping Beauty looks beautiful.
Exactly. What would you say the worst part of the way Sleeping Beauty looks?
Like the worst part of what?
Sleeping Beauty. If you had to pick like a specific, aspect of the visual style, what would you say looks the worst?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anything in mind, honestly. I feel like
I'll tell you what far and away my opinion is. Okay, and this links back to everything. I'm getting to a point. I promise. I'm meandering a little bit, maybe, but my point is, overall, what looks the worst in Sleeping Beauty to me is the animals. They look way too cartoony. They don't fit in with the rest of the world. And sure the human characters look cartoony, but the animals even more so. Like they stick out, in a bad way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the humans look cartoony though. Like the
animals certainly do. Do they not?
I mean, I guess, but
What do you mean, you guess? Look at them.
I don't know.
What looks more akin to real life? The backgrounds, the humans, or the animals?
I mean, I guess the animals looked like the most cartoony, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're just. I think that's just probably because um they're cartoony by nature.
Well,
Like I don't
they
think
are
it's
cartoony by nature, and it's a nature that I dislike, is what I'm getting at. So whenever you strip that, whenever you strip, the human characters, which I feel like work is kind of a middle ground, tethering the animals to the background and the very beautiful, gorgeous design of the backgrounds. Um, whenever you strip that of the link, I feel like it snaps, like something happens, and you get shots like the opening where I've seen people talk about this movie like the opening's just like the second coming of Christ.
Oh, I do
I say
love the
really,
opening.
I say really, I say whenever the giraffes or whatever are going down the hill, it's not like nauseating. It's not like it doesn't have a bad perspective. Like that's whenever this movie is at its worst, is whenever it's experimenting and failing with perspective and scope.
Like when it comes to like trying to show how grand it is.
No, when it comes to when it comes to translating these two-dimensional characters into like a three-dimensional plane, it fails miserably. I don't like the perspective that this movie has. I find it to be
I
incredibly nauseating and disorienting.
I
Now, granted, there are times whenever the disorienting nature of the visuals are work to the movies benefit, like in the scene where Simba and Mufasa. That's how I'm going to say their names. I swear to God, that's how I'm going to say their names every single time, ladies and gentlemen, every single time. But during the scene where Simba and Mufasa are in the canyon type thing, and stampeding, and that entire everything from there to whenever Mufasa dies is like really, 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 really good. I don't know. You can't really say it's shot, so I'll say it's animated very good. You get a really good sense of perspective. The pulling back and the zooming in on Simba's face, right? It's really something to behold, and I think that the nauseating nature of the perspective, and the
yeah, I mean,
scope of the perspective,
it
really
definitely
that it works to the strong suit. But in the beginning, whenever they're like going around the hill, it's like, oh, dude, like I could not be less immersed in this world.
really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like the whole thing of like combining like the 2D characters with like I guess the more 3D like backgrounds. I don't even think they're really that 3D, but I don't know. Maybe it's because again I've seen this movie a lot of times and I'm probably used to how Disney movies looks. But I never found it distracting. Honestly, when I was rewatching the movie, it never phased me at all.
I
Uh,
found it incredibly distracting.
I don't know. I
You
think
know,
it has a perfect balance. Like it's not. I know that it's a really obvious example, but like it's not like something like Blaine. Have you seen The Good Dinosaur?
no,
Yeah,
no,
The
and,
Good
and I
Dinosaur.
have no doubt in my mind that the Good Dinosaur is worse in every single aspect. Like, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just
Hmm.
saying, for this movie, it's like it's not good. I think, and it has its exceptions. It has its exceptions. I would say largely. I said it's usually either nauseating or incredibly flat. I can retract that and say that usually it's fine. The movie looks fine usually.
Hmm.
Um, but it can look very nauseating. The perspective that they go for. In the 3D. You know, the more experimental 3D sections. And incredibly flat. Like an example of it looking incredibly flat would be the Mufasa apparition. You know what I mean?
The Mufasa what? The
Apparition.
like when he
Like
uh
whenever the autistic monkey leads Simba to
oh
Mufasa. Yeah, you know what I'm
oh
talking
yeah
about? And it's like it's all
yeah
epic. Like, oh dude, he's in the sky and it looks really good. And it's like the movie looks really, really good when Mufasa is in the sky, right? Like it looks really good. And then it like
yeah.
snaps immediately back to Simba. Just on this like two-dimensional plane of grass, and it's like, emerge. It's just I don't know. It does not. You know, it
I don't
doesn't
know. I'm
do good for the
I'm gonna
movie.
be I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you're probably just maybe over analyzing this.
Well, I'm not overanalyzing it because it's a very instinctual feeling. It's not me like trying to nitpick. Like I'm not going to try to nitpick these movies. You know, I'm not going to look for things to hate. This is just, it jumped out at me as being very, very obvious, you know, like an obvious flaw. And that's why, because of these things, because of these obvious flaws. Now, when the movie looks good, it looks really, really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right? You know, even beyond like the fact that the characters kind of look out of place for the environment. You know, the movie's at its best when it's making me forget that I have that hang up, you know? And it does that. It does that. You know, it does that. You know, not. You know, somewhat often. Somewhat. You know, maybe not somewhat often, but when it does that, it's impressive. Okay, I'm trying to give this movie some credit, right? You know, the scene with Mufasa and Simba in the canyon. It's like, you know, it's good. When Simba, you know, fights Scar, it's like, you know, oh, so awesome, so awesome. But like, man, those examples that I just gave you, it's like those are pretty egregious, dude, and they look like they're from a completely different movie.
Yeah, I mean, again, I really don't see that, but I don't know. I can see what you're coming from. It's just, again, I feel like it keeps kind of a perfect balance. Like the 2D characters have like noticeably not only very good like color lines that I think do blend with the backgrounds, but also like the shadows, like how complex some of the designs are. I don't know. It definitely works for me. It never shit my voice is.
Yeah, you need to clear that throat.
Yeah, it never really bothers me, honestly.
But do you know at all what I'm talking about the perspective thing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're talking like, for example, like in the opening, like whenever it shows like the big Pride Rock, like, you know.
No, I'm talking about when they're going like around the hill. You know what I mean? That's a better example of what I'm talking about.
Like the giraffes, like.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know, whenever they do that in the movie, which they do that several other times, that's the one that jumped out. You know, especially for being so early in the movie, it jumped out as especially egregious because that's the worst example of the terrible perspective. You know, whenever they try to get, you know, more experimental with the you know, 3D, three-dimensional, you know, kind of putting these characters, making it feel more three-dimensional, it in an attempt to enhance the immersion, completely shatters it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. It's just, again, I think it's not bothersome enough for me to bother me. Like, again, I think it still blends well in a way that the characters have good color lines, and just generally, I don't know. Maybe it's because I never really stopped to analyze this. Like, I think it's just like it never bothered me. I don't know.
It's not really something I'm stopping to analyze though. It just jumped out as being like, you know, especially egregious. You know, you know, I don't know. That's my take on the you know, the movie looking either nauseating or flat though. You know, that's the entire thing. I'm saying, you know, a lot because we just recorded another podcast. I'm kind of out of it. I don't feel good. I'm having sharp pains in my stomach. I feel like I'm on my period. But you know, Bells, you need me to explain to you what a period is again?
No.
Okay, just making sure. No, it's when a woman shits blood, right?
No.
The fact that you got that blunder on wax is something incredible. What was the other thing you didn't like though in my review?
Oh, you said that. You told me that this movie was direct to DVD. I believe you. Like,
I mean, for all the reasons that I just mentioned. You know, I don't have to go too much into that. For all the reasons that you know, there are parts where this movie looks direct to DVD, like the parts that I mentioned. There are parts where it doesn't look direct to DVD, like you know, the parts that I mentioned. It's just, that's kind of me putting a bow on that point. You know,
yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's any benefit to us to you know, go too much into that. That's kind of just me being, you know, punching down on the people who like this movie. You know?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, again, also is probably because like I've also seen a lot of direct to DVD movies that do look a lot worse than this. So generally, in my experience, it's like maybe I'm just used to different standards. But also like when it comes to like how familiar I am with these animated movies. Well, you, for on the other hand, are I think in a different position.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the amount of direct-to-DVD movies that I've seen, I probably are none, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, you know about the direct-to-DVD sequel to The Lion King, right? You know, The Lion
Yeah,
King
we were
2.
talking about that. We were talking about that before we watched the movie.
Yeah.
My 1.5 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of 1.5, because I think 1.5 is just the I don't know, the little rat character and the pig, like just
Oh
talking over
yeah.
it, right?
Well, it's not really. It's not just that.
Oh, dude, I
The,
hated the rat and the pig.
really? Wait, really?
I
You don't like
I
him?
despised the rat and the pig.
You don't. That's insane.
What?
That is crazy.
I
I
didn't get to
think.
touch on this in my review because I was trying to be, somewhat positive, and also it just didn't. Like they felt like so inessential to the plot. You know what I mean? They felt like they were just there for comedy relief. They weren't
Yeah,
funny.
but I think they're really funny.
No,
I
they're
think
not.
I honestly disagree.
What's
Like
the
I don't
what's a
even.
good joke? What's a good joke that they have? What's your favorite joke that they have?
Dude, like when what was it? You know the names, Timon and Pumbaa. Like when Pumbaa first says like the adult Nala, Simba's like friend from like his childhood, and like she's just trying to hunt him down. Then I don't know, like I feel like that entire sequence, like he gets stuck in a tree. And like the way that he reacts, like the way that she's gonna eat me, like I don't know, and like all of the in between the reactions, like from Timon, like I don't know, I thought that was really funny.
I no, like there's just nothing that I don't. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Like I could understand being mildly amused by that. I don't understand that that's like, gut bustingly hilarious like comedy.
I mean, I don't know. I think they just really both Timon and Pumbaa, like they just have a lot of charm to them. Like I don't even think they're really that annoying. Like Timon, like
They
okay,
really are that annoying. Like the movie would be better without them.
I I majorly disagree.
Maybe they're essential somewhat in raising Simba, but it's like I I would really prefer if they had stayed in the jungle, and everything after that they just like weren't there for.
I don't know, man.
They're not funny at all. Like even them staying in the jungle, that would be too much like presence on screen. Like I did not laugh once at any of the like. Oh, I know. Oh, Bells. I know why you like the pig.
don't mention it, man. I know you're gonna say the fucking scene like during the songs, Hakuna
Why does
Matata,
everyone
like.
hate the pig, Bells?
Hmm?
Why is the pig a loner?
Because he farted in
Oh.
front.
And what does that mean?
Blaiden, shut up,
That's all
buddy.
I'm saying is, Bells, you don't get no. You don't get to do that. Okay.
I mean,
Listen, I know why you like
yeah,
the pig. The pig and the pig and the mouse aren't funny.
the
The end.
mouse.
Like that's all I have to. The fucking rat thing.
Yeah, the yeah. Forgot what was his species. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah. Well, one's a pig and one's a rat with like
Yeah,
African coloring or something.
I forgot. Like, I remember what animal he was. It's just that let me search it
It's
up.
a go. I think it's like a gopher.
Hold on. He's a meerkat.
It's not a cat.
Well, no, it's a meerkat. It's like I don't know. It's honestly I don't really have much knowledge to meerkats other than the Lion King movies, but like
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I don't.
they're in Africa, I think.
Yeah.
One thing. I didn't know that Simba. Sorry. Fuck. I didn't know that Simba was voiced by Ferris Bueller. I was really
Oh,
tickled by that. I didn't. It's not the version I heard, but I was really tickled by that nonetheless.
yeah. Well, he's voiced by two voice actors because, like, obviously, like he's
But
younger.
no shit. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I just don't know the voice actor. I'm also asking like, if you're referring to like the kid voice actor or the adult voice actor.
It is the adult voice actor. I think
Oh
the
yeah.
kid voice actor is a little black boy, or maybe that's in the 2019 one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, Blaiden, if it gives you some comfort, you're not the first person who was weirded out by adult Simba's voice acting.
I
Like
wasn't
I've
weirded
seen.
out by Adult Simba's voice acting.
Oh, what was the thing you said?
Well, first of all, we watched two different dubs. So I didn't hear that Simba.
Oh,
But
yeah,
but
I forgot you watched the movie in Spanish.
well, I watched I watched the first like 30 minutes in Latin American Spanish, and then the rest of it in Spain Spanish. It
Oh,
was hyper autistic.
maybe that's why you didn't find Timon and Pumbaa funny.
I I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. It seemed like, from memory. Granted, this is about 12 years ago. I think that I watched the movie. From memory, it's like this the same characters. Like they're all the same characters, basically. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny.
Hmm.
Really, honestly, like, and it's not that I just have a bad sense of humor because, like I said, the autistic monkey was hilarious. The autistic, like, this is what you have to do to make me laugh. I don't think it's the fact that like the autistic monkey was written the way it was. I think it's the fact that it was a monkey and it was doing what it was doing. I think that's just like something in my like the little monkey in my brain like claps its cymbals whenever I see a monkey act like that.
I guess. I mean,
I
I
just
will
want to see a
say
monkey swing from the tree and go one banana, two banana. This is funny.
when I was rewatching the movie, I was like, I can really see why you really like the monkey. I don't
Yeah,
even
but
know
the
why.
monkey's just like it tickles like an autism in my mind. You know what I mean? I can't describe it.
Yeah, I mean, he's also funny, but like, other than him being funny, like he does serve a bit of like a essential piece when it comes to I don't know, like kind of teaching Simba how to man up.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, but he's still funny about it.
yeah, no, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I guess we're not really bad odds with the monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we agree on the monkey. The monkey is neurodivergent. Canonically, I don't even think I think it goes beyond headcanon. I think the monkey's just like actually neurodivergent. And it's really fucking funny to watch the movie, like thinking that the monkey's autistic. Like it's really funny. I didn't go into it with that wanting to think that the monkey was autistic because I didn't really even remember the monkey. But uh, it
Well, I
was just
mean,
it's like in retrospect, like thinking that the monkey was autistic. Like I don't know, it's just really fucking funny to me.
yeah. I mean, I don't think he's autistic, but I mean, I can see what you.
Listen, I'm a very self-amused person. Like that's the thing. That's the thing. Throughout this entire movie, I think I definitely amused myself more than the pig and the mouse did.
Well,
And it was mainly just imagining that the monkey was autistic. I don't know. It's just really fucking funny to me. I can't describe it for anything. I don't know. It's just
hmm,
really funny to me. That's it. That's it.
hmm.
What else do we have to
Uh,
talk about the movie?
Honestly, I guess we can probably go in a way a little bit chronological because okay, we'll talk about the first scene of the movie. You know, Circle of Life, like the whole big opening, grand opening.
Right.
I still think it's honestly just it's not just because of the animation. It's just like just generally the grandiosity of it, or like just the way that I don't know it like the way that the movie is composed. It feels very. I don't want to say poetic. Just generally, it feels. I don't know what's the word.
Well, uh, what I like about the movie, and this is a very small thing, but I like that it's got this focus on the cycle of life,
Mm-hmm.
and I like that it basically ends how it begins. I think that's cool. I think
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Like I was gonna mention something about the way that this movie is grand is just that it's not just because the movie is grand. It's just like it feels grand in every single aspect, not just from the animation. Just it feels like one of those movies that it's perfect to watch on a big screen because of how I don't know, big it feels. Like it feels like a big movie, and it was a big movie. Like not just like the stampede scene or the opening scene, but like also like the ending scene as well. Like the scene where Simba, like adult Simba, runs back to fight Scar. But like like the whole scene, like the whole small scene with like him just walking running in the desert. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie about being a man, remembering what it means to be a man. You know, it's about standing up to the people that want you to eat the bug, okay, and live in the pod. It's about chasing your destiny. It's about putting the fire in the belly, rekindling the fire in the belly. And that much I can get behind. I can get behind all that. I'm more than on board. And I think a lot of the grandness from the movie, and we're going to talk about this when we come back because I got to piss. But I think a lot of the grandness of the movie comes from the music, the score.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Score. Oh, the music. Oh. Anyways, more on that when we come back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pretty good piss. It was a pretty good piss. And right now I'm refilling my bladder with some of this great value purified drinking water with flavor enhancing minerals because I haven't found a good enough replacement for bottled water, which is very unfortunate because plastic's very bad for the earth. Very bad for the earth. Very, very bad. Very bad. And so I need to change the filters. I need to get like a water test. It's like an entire fucking thing. It's a whole fucking thing. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. We are back. And I believe whenever I left, we were talking about the score, the movie's score.
Yeah, like just generally the grandness of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the music, but if you still want to talk about the grandness of the movie, then Bells, you be my guest.
Yeah, honestly, I think we can switch to the music. I'll probably talk about the grandness maybe a little bit more if it comes to like any arguments that I might have later on. But yeah, the score definitely does add to the grandness. Like honestly, this stampede scene, I'm going in. I feel like I was going to mention the stampede scene because I feel like everything about this stampede scene is just beautiful. Not just because of again like the grandness, but also like the way that the whole scene just feels very. You can definitely feel like the characters are in a dangerous situation, like with all the dust, all of the very gloomier, well, not really gloomier, but like just generally dustier colors and everything. Like it, and the score also like just enhances that perfect. Like I feel like that the score in that scene in particular is beautiful. Like just the way that it complements the visuals, it's definitely amazing.
I think if we're talking about the score, tell me what is more iconic than the fucking opening.
On the Circle of Life.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not, maybe not. Maybe score's the bad word. I'm just talking about the music. All of the music.
Okay.
All the music.
Yeah, I mean,
what is more fucking iconic than the sun coming up? And listen, is it a sequence? Is it a flawed sequence? Yes, and I mentioned that. Okay, I can't take away that it's iconic. Do you want to just talk about like the actual like score, like the fucking Hans Zimmer, like
yeah, because like I mean honestly, but we can keep it short because talking about how good the score is, like, it doesn't really need a lot of words. It just simply needs not only listening to it but also listening to it with the movie and how it complements. And I think we can both agree that it does complement the movie very well. But I mean, for the music
never
itself,
felt out of place. Never felt out of place.
Yeah, but I mean, for the music itself, like for the songs, I mean, yeah, for Circle of Life, I mean, I don't know. It's just so. It's not just because of the song rising up, like the way that the song just very slowly but progressively like just mellows down, and then just kind of like I don't know, swings around. It's very I don't know nature. I don't know how to put this into words. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
should have, maybe I should have written notes, but like it definitely feels very like a very big composition. Like it
Yeah.
like it definitely like especially like when the movie is on the perspective like it's shot in like the big the big the grand this I'm a fucking mess with this.
It's
Didn't
okay.
expect
It's okay. Listen, not
the
much
Pride
more
Rock.
needs to. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Pride Rock, yeah. When it shows at the Pride Rock, like in this very fast pace, well, not fast pace, but like in this very quick, but just generally very enveloping grand. Like it shows all of the animals, and then Sasu like just flying to Mufasa. Like the music in that part, like definitely there's something special about it.
Oh, I hated the bird too, but that's like an entire thing. I don't want to fucking talk about that. Okay,
Did
I don't want to
you
talk about
didn't
that.
like didn't
I
like the
hated the
bird?
fucking bird. I hated the fucking bird.
I Wait, you seem to have a grudge when it comes to I don't know those I guess
Comic
animals.
relief characters and
I mean,
Disney movies and
I
animated
guess,
cartoons.
I guess. I mean,
Maybe,
Sasu.
maybe I do.
I guess Sasu wasn't even much of a comic relief. It was just more so like the.
He's a
Although I guess
comic
yeah,
relief.
a lot of the
The movie
comedy.
forgets about him very quickly, but I
Yeah,
think it's best if we forget about him very quickly. You can go back to the music of the
yeah,
movie because it is something that I want to talk about because almost all of these songs I remember. I wasn't even kind of hearing them in the same way that I heard them as a kid, and all of them I remember,
yeah.
except I don't know how fucking controversial this is gonna be.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't want my entire thing to be that I'm a contrarian because I do have like normal opinions, right? And also I especially don't want people to think I'm doing this for fucking attention because I don't give a shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Well, I not that I don't do it for attention. I do it for the attention that these are my opinions, and I do think that my opinions are substantiated in some kind of like objective form. Like I think that you know, but I'm not doing it just to do it. Is my point. And I'm not trying to get controversial attention this way. But the Scar song's bad.
Oh, that is controversial.
Mm-hmm. No, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, listen. They none of these songs, I'm exactly, if I get past the aux, none of these are coming on. Okay, if I get past the aux, it's gonna be Bad Bunny. But I digress. Okay, I digress. That's a conversation that we already had, and it's a conversation for another time. If I get past the aux, it's not going to be any of these songs. I'm never going to listen to any of these songs outside of the context of this movie ever again. And I'm probably never going to watch this movie ever again, honestly. Unless I have kids, and then one day maybe I show them this movie. But honestly, I think there's enough MK Ultra Disney brainwashing in this movie. I think it can make the most trad cath want to have sex with the lion. I think that's kind of the MK Ultra that they were injecting into this movie. That's why they have hidden sex symbols all over the place. But this is another conversation for a different time. Okay, fucking, it's a different conversation. Maybe this movie is why you are the way you are, Bells. Maybe. Okay. But I
Oh.
digress. Listen. It's got all my jams. Okay. It's got the opening song. Okay. It's got it's got the one that they sing with the. So,
The one where Simba wants to. Oh, I just can't
yeah.
wait.
And
Yeah.
it's got Hakuna Matata. It's got Hakuna Matata. Okay. Tell me one child-free millennial who doesn't have a Hakuna Matata t-shirt. I swear to God. Okay. It might not even mean anything. I don't know. It could be gibberish. It could be the some executive. It could be that Hans Zimmer was fucking boom 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 boom, and it sounded like Hakuna Matata. And then it's how it came out, right? I don't fucking know. I don't know. But everyone knows that shit. The Scar song fucking sucks. It was lame.
What you didn't like about it?
The production. I didn't like the production. I felt like it was. I felt like someone like this motherfucker is evil. This dude is evil. Like this motherfucker is evil.
He is evil.
Evil. Listen, I don't think that Disney would probably ever, write a villain this evil ever again, or really even before this, because I think the context of having them be lions and not humans lets them get away with a lot more in terms of graphicness. Not graphicness, because it's not really graphic, but this motherfucker is just like comically evil, dude. Like he tries to kill. He tries to kill his like infant nephew.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean? It's like if these were humans, this movie couldn't come out. But because they're lions, there's like a disconnect. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I digress. I digress.
I like that. I like that during the movie, like Scar just puts so much effort into trying to kill both Mufasa and Simba, and then when he eventually becomes king, he just wanders around, like he just lays back on his throne, and he just sees like the whole world just slowly corrupting and becoming a wasteland. Like he puts so much effort, and then he just puts no effort into becoming a king. I think that's kind of a. Like what I'm saying.
My question would be, why didn't he just kill them himself? Like, maybe he didn't kill Mufasa for obvious reasons, because he probably would have won. He needed the upper hand. And he Obi-Wan Kenobi that motherfucker. But I'm not even a Star Wars fan. I do need to clarify, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I just as a kid, I just rewatched the ending of the third one, the prequel. Anyways, but like, why doesn't he just kill like Simba after that? Like, that would be so easy.
I mean, I guess that's a good point. I mean, maybe he does have trust with the hyenas.
Yeah. So it could be that he just, he felt like he was above the task. So this isn't something I'm nitpicking. Like, actually, it doesn't make any sense. But it's like, I'm just saying. Like, this motherfucker's like, comically evil.
Yeah.
But his song is produced with fucking like xylophone. Like, it's such a weird like difference. I don't know. Like,
I cannot really comment on the production of. Well, honestly, I never watched this movie with headphones. I've always watched it with speakers.
Well, I watched it. Listen, I didn't watch it with headphones either, but I can still. I'm not talking. Headphones. I can understand. Critiquing like the mix on headphones rather than speakers, but it's like the production is pretty fucking easy. If I hit like a bunch of random keys on my keyboard and FL keys and FL Studio, then you're gonna know what good and bad production is. You know what I mean? It's like I just don't think. Not that it's not played well, but it just doesn't seem to. There's like a disconnect, kind of. Didn't they entirely omit this song from the 2019 one?
They did.
Yeah, that pissed a lot of people off, didn't it?
It did. I mean, honestly, I don't know why those people cared to begin with, because it's the fucking live action remake, but they did get pissed off.
Do they wait? Do they sing in the live action remake?
Oh, they sing horribly.
It has to be so weird to watch expressionless animals. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, exactly. It is weird because Disney doesn't care. Like they just the whole intention with like the Disney remakes at the very least, Beauty and the Beast and onwards, it's just to recreate it 101. But like the reason why they make it live action, well, The Lion King 2019 isn't really live action, but it is promoted like a live action movie. So like basically they just kind of don't care. They just have like these expressionless animals just sing in like a really bad and forced way, and doesn't make really any sense. It's like what I'm saying is like the reason why they sing in like this very live action, I guess, atmosphere, well, not really atmosphere in this space, is because they don't care. They're just trying to make a cash grab.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, believe it or not, let's see, that movie came out in 2019. It was very recently, so for probably a few years until very recently. I straight up just thought that they didn't talk in that movie because I couldn't imagine someone thinking that would ever be a good idea.
Honestly, the movie will probably be better if they didn't speak at all.
That to me, whenever that movie was like announced, that was like the only possible way it could ever make any fucking sense. Like, I don't know what any of them were thinking. I don't think any of them knew what they were thinking, but it is like perplexing that they thought that yeah, I don't know. We got to watch this movie. Perhaps next. I don't know. Right
Okay.
now we have. We'll announce it at the end of the.
I guess I will try to endure it again. I mean, I guess I'll tell
again.
you.
You watched it once.
When back in 2019, my cousins forced me to go to the theaters to watch the movie.
Damn.
It was. I feel dirty. I just feel dirty. Like I should have just straight up told them no. I don't want to watch this because like before watching the Lion King remake, I watched the Aladdin remake, which was nearly as bad and as insulting as the Aladdin remake is awful, but I guess for different reasons, but also for the same reasons as a lot of the remakes is. But the Lion King one, I just straight up didn't want to watch. It's just that I just also didn't really want to make my cousins sad. Like I didn't want to tell them no. And
yeah, I mean, well, you did the good thing. You did the right thing.
Yeah, but yeah, the movie. I mean, you probably have already heard my opinion. I think it's. I mean, it's just the 1994 movie, but like, just take all of the soul away. Like, it feels like. Do you know Dinosaur? Blaiden?
No, I don't. I've heard you talk about it though. Anytime you talk about it, I always thought you were talking about The Good Dinosaur, but I now know better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like people in general, like the reception has been like it's like a National Discovery movie, looking movie with animals talking in like this very in the same way, I guess, as the original, but a lot worse because now the voice actors are phoning it in and just doing kind of like I don't know a bare minimum into trying to be charming. Surprisingly, some people think that Timon and Pumbaa are funny in the remake, but I just don't see it. Maybe it's although
they're probably just as funny in the remake as they are here, and that they're not funny. Like
I don't know.
I could have lived without them, and I think the movie could have too.
Yeah, but like they look horrible in the remake. I don't know if you ever saw them in the how they look in the remake, but they look fucking.
I need to look into this then. Let me see. Lion King, Pig and Mouse remake. Let me see. No, you're gonna have to actually just give me their names. Oh, never mind.
I found it.
Oh no. Oh, and it's voiced by Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, Seth Rogen. I forgot he
voiced it. Fuck, dude, that's bad. Oh, dude, that's so bad. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, like, God. I feel like the way that they look in the movie also. Yeah, I don't really like Seth Rogen. It's probably why I never found them fun in the remake, but I guess that's another discussion. I guess we can save that.
You're probably right. They probably, if I watch this movie, then I would probably find the Pig and the Mouse in the first movie to be funny. I mean, if Seth Rogen is the fucking bar, if Seth Rogen's the bar, oh dude, we have failed as a society. Jesus Christ, who keeps putting them in movies?
I guess I will say this: if we ever decide to do the remake, we need to do it obviously in private, in pirated websites, because for obvious reasons I don't want to give them money. You know.
But the interesting thing is, Bells, is that if you give them money for one movie, like, okay, I don't know how to put this. It's just that I think probably everyone should collectively come together and stop giving Disney movie at all. I mean, giving Disney money at all. I
I mean,
think that I think that that's
agree.
going to happen. I think that that has to happen.
I mean, yeah, it's been like in a weird limbo because like last year, I thought, oh, Disney's done. They're in the worst year. Almost all of their movies bombed. Even the big one, Wish, bombed. It was a big bomb. But then this year, they're back with Inside Out 2, and I mean, that movie's probably a lot better than the Lion King remake, but it just feels wrong.
It has a realistic depiction of a panic attack in it.
Yeah, like I don't know, even if it's a somewhat okay Disney movie coming out this year that makes a lot of money, that is a sequel. It's just like it feels like I feel like we're just living in like this dystopian world where like because like the other times when Disney was like in a dark age, it wasn't it was never really something that you were rooting them to fail. This decade,
I
you
mean,
do.
for the Spider-Man kid grave alone, I think that everyone should just use high movies.
Yeah.
I think that everyone should use Soulseek. Soulseek's good. Dude, I fucking love Soulseek. I love Soulseek with all my heart. All my heart. Soulseek,
Yeah.
if I had the money, I would donate to them directly because fuck yeah, Soulseek rocks. I get to download the movie, I get to keep the movie, and they have all kinds of shit on there. All kinds of shit. That's where I found the, well, I mean, to be fair, they didn't have the Latin American Ryan King. That's Ryan King is actually the Chinese sub. It's a Chinese dub. I'm sorry. That's what they call it. They call it the Ryan King.
That's. I mean, what does the Ryan? Whatever.
You don't get it, do you? The joke is that Chinese people can't pronounce their L's.
Oh.
They say Ryan. You ever hear that?
No, actually, I didn't know about that.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, Soulseek didn't have the Latin American Lion King. It's the Spain Lion King. So that's why it's kind of a little bit of a difference between the third. But it's a thing. It's an entire thing. It wasn't it really wasn't that bad because whatever. It's like an entire fucking thing. We don't have to talk about it. Okay. We don't have to talk about it. Anyways. No, this movie, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Let's get back to the movie. Let's really back.
Yeah. I guess if we were to go back to the Be Prepared, that's the Scar song. I mean, I guess it works in the same way that a lot of the other songs work for me. Not only are like the visuals just generally really good, like again they kind of have like when it comes to like the darker scenes of the movie, like with the darker colors. I think they definitely contrast kind of like the sort of like wasted, somewhat abandoned settings really well, especially like
you're talking about the way it looks, right?
Yeah, but I think
I'm talking about I don't like the way it sounds.
Yeah, but
I like the way it looks. That's not a problem for me.
Here's the thing. In my at the very least in my philosophy, I judge a Disney song not just because of how it sounds and the song itself, but also I feel like the visuals within the song do play a big role.
Like, yeah, they do play a big role, and I agree that they're good. I don't like the way it sounds, and it doesn't really fit the character. It's kind of like the oh, you know what it is? It reminds me of the song from Wish, the bad guy song from Wish.
No, the This Is the Things I Get.
Yeah, except that one I remember.
Well,
I don't remember.
You don't remember the Be Prepared?
No, not really.
So be prepared for the cool century. You don't.
It just.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of in one. I just wasn't. I didn't like the song, honestly. Was there another song aside from those? I feel like there was.
I mean, there was. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? This is a song that a lot of people do tend to dislike. Like this movie, like obviously, like the Lion King is a very acclaimed movie, but like if there's an aspect that some people didn't like about the movie is the Can You Feel the Love Tonight song, which I don't know, I never really felt. I think that song, that that song works. Like it is a little corny, but like considering how it plays within the movie, within the context, within how, I don't know, it kind of shows Simba's and Nala's, I don't know, uh, uh, relationship. It works for me. I feel like I feel like a rocking record in this podcast.
No question.
Do you remember that song, Blaiden?
Listen. I do remember that song. I wasn't impressed by that one either, but listen. I have a question. Okay, I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna get a little quiet for this question because you have to answer me truthfully, and I don't want to alert everyone in the house to your answer. Okay.
Okay.
Would you?
Oh no.
Have sex?
God damn it.
With the fucking lioness?
With the what?
The lady lion.
No.
If it had a dick, would you?
If I had what?
If it had a dick, would you?
No.
Would you have sex with Simba?
Nah.
I don't believe you. That's not true. It's not true.
I don't know. I mean, I like Simba in the movie, but like he's not. I don't think he really is even like a furry favorite with people. I don't know. Maybe it's just like Simba to me works as a character.
But this movie is like so well liked amongst those people that I assume that's the reason.
Yeah,
because I can't really fathom any other reason why you give this movie a 10.
Simba works for me more so in like the story pieces than, well, him as a character is, I guess, enjoyable. It's just that I enjoy him mainly for the role that he plays during the main story, you know?
And I agree, but I think that you think you're lying to me. I think you're lying through your teeth.
Well, no, because like I don't even dislike him as a character. Like, you know, when he was a child, like, you know, obviously he's very childish and very like, oh, Dad, can I go to the Pride Rock? Can I go to like the darker side?
That's what a kid does.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna say. Like, you know, he acts like a child, and he when it comes to like acting as a child, you know, he's a very genuine way of acting as a child. So, you know, it doesn't bother me. But like again, I enjoy him more for like, I guess, again, like the role that he plays in the story. Also, like when it comes to like him being as an adult, because if I were to be a little bit honest, like when he becomes an adult, he's a little bit bland, maybe. But again, I
He's just
enjoy
hero for sake of being hero.
But again, I enjoy him mainly because the story, like the story, flows around him so well, and the way that he also even interacts with, you know, Nala, and like the way that he threatens Scar, like, you know, during the climax of the movie, and, you know, even with Timon and Pumbaa, like the everything surrounding him throughout the second half of the movie. Again, it's also why it works for me, because I enjoy him for what he represents in the story and the character interactions.
What animals are sentient?
What?
What animals are sentient?
Are sentient?
Sentient.
Sentient?
Sentient. Like, have cognitive function. Like, are intelligent, I should say.
Oh, which characters are intelligent in the movie?
Yeah. It's just something interesting, you know, not that this holds a whole lot over the plot, but it's like, you know, why did the zebras or whatever just trample like them all to death? Or try to. Like are they not as sentient as the others?
The zebras?
Yeah, like whatever animals it was that were like, you know, running in the canyon.
I don't know. I never paid attention to the because like the zebras are obviously just background characters.
No, I'm talking about the ones that, like, you know, during the stampede.
Uh-huh. Oh, the ones that like the millions of them just running throughout the
Yeah, how
stampede.
intelligent are they?
I mean, I don't know.
Why would they do that? But they do that to the king, or do they not just like stop and oh, there's the king?
I mean,
shouldn't
I
do
don't know.
that. Like, how much jurisdiction does the king have?
They're probably. I guess they're probably not intelligent at all.
So then what? So then what are the rules?
Uh, I don't know, but
Look, I'm
I
not
know.
even saying this is a point against the movie because I think to really really focus in on this is kind of a kind of a nitpicky CinemaSins YMS type thing, which is ironic because YMS actually likes the movie and I think he's just, nitpicky and biased and retarded. But it's besides the point. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
besides the point. I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean,
Just entertain me.
I honestly, here's the thing: I never stopped to think about if the zebras that you're talking about are intelligent or not. Like,
But if they but how much jurisdiction does the king have if that can happen?
well, maybe it's because before Simba was in the stampede, I don't think any animal ever went to the stampede. So like, that's probably why he let it happen.
No, you don't think they just like stop and be like, oh shit, there's the king. Like, let me put it to you this way: if the president was in a canyon and a bunch of crazy people, bunch of people were running and running and running and running and running and running and running, you don't think they'd stop and be like, oh shit, that's the president?
Well, I mean, I guess they do, but they do. But in the,
So
I
then
guess
these animals aren't intelligent. So then what are the rules?
I, I don't know. This is weird. I never stopped to think about this.
Mm-hmm. It's like, but so either like not all animals are the same, or the king just has absolutely zero jurisdiction. Because like I said,
Jurisdiction? Wait,
jurisdiction.
well, what does that mean?
It means like command over the the king obviously doesn't have much command over the land.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't have command like over a lot of a big a portion of.
So is it just for the Is it just for the rock?
Yeah, I think it's for the like I don't think
That's
any of the
fucking
hyena.
lame.
That's lame.
That's lame as fuck.
That the
It's like a very small area that they're like fighting over. That's like it's not an. I'm just saying, like, if the king doesn't have that much power and they're really only fighting over a rock, it's like, does that not like frame the entire movie in a different light?
well, maybe here's the thing. I think the king does have a big power on a lot of the land. It's just he just doesn't happen to have power throughout that what was it a section of the movie because it is far away from the Pride Rock. You know the Pride Rock, right? You know the whole scene at the beginning where the monkey raises Simba like to the sky.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but the zebras would know about the king. It wasn't that far away. Like they'd know. They just wouldn't be like, oh shit, that's the king.
Mm. I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense, but
No, and like I said, this doesn't really affect anything. I'm just
yeah.
I'm just kind of pointing it out because granted, when I say I haven't seen this talked about, it means I personally haven't seen this talked about. Because I haven't seen anything about this movie talked about because I avoid anyone who likes this movie like the plague. Um, but I digress.
I guess. I
If it
mean,
wasn't so full of MK Ultra Disney mind virus, it would be a good movie for kids. But I can't recommend it for kids. Like under these conditions. Even if I do think that the story at the heart of this movie is genuinely good about the not eating bug and staying out of pod and you're facing your destiny as a man, in the most literal sense possible, almost prophetic in a sense.
mm-hmm.
But the MK Ultra mind Disney woke mind virus is just it overpowers that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I I mean, I guess the '90s, because like before the Renaissance, Disney movies were very traditional. Like the reason why you're talking like about the comedy and the way that the characters talk in this movie, and I guess just generally in the '90s movies. I don't know if you're really familiar with any of the other '90s films.
You told me, you gave me like a list of them, and
Yeah, like
but I didn't really.
I'm just gonna list them all very quickly to see if you're. Are you familiar with Little Mermaid?
Yes, I know Little Mermaid. I haven't
But
seen it, but I know it.
But you haven't seen any scene from it?
Like the only thing I know about Little Mermaid is the bit from Come Town where it's like incel Sebastian, and that's really, I'm sorry, I'm sure that's cringy to hear. It was cringy to say, but it's really funny. It's a lot funnier than the mouse and the pig from this movie.
Well, have you seen any scene from Beauty and the Beast?
I mean, like this movie was on like at school sometimes. You know, whenever like teachers weren't doing, but it's like no, like I don't, not that I remember.
What about Aladdin?
Once again, same thing.
What about? I was gonna say Pocahontas, but like that's not a liked movie to begin with.
I did grow up with that movie, but I don't fucking remember.
I don't think you've seen Hunchback either.
No.
I was gonna say Hunchback does actually, believe it or not, has actually an even more evil villain than Scar.
That's fine. It should be mentioned that for as much as I said that Scar is evil, he talks really gay.
I don't know. I don't mind it. Like I think I like
Well, that's
how
because you're gay.
I like how sinister he is. Like I
It's
think he
not
definitely.
sinister. It's like overly sinister to the point of sounding like gay.
I don't know. I think he plays well to his character, and I don't think he overdoes it.
Maybe. You remember how he sounded in the Spanish dub?
No,
Oh.
I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, you, Blade, and I honestly I know that you find watching these movies in Spanish because it's more healthy for you, but I just keep like every single time that I remember you watch a movie in Spanish, I'm like, oh, that's why you find the characters annoying in some aspects.
I didn't, but that's not what I found annoying about the characters. It has nothing to do with the language. It has nothing to do with the voice actors. Well, I mean, you know, but Scar sounded gay in the English.
Do you remember? Do you remember how he sounds in the English dub?
Yeah, we watched some of it last night in English, and it like refreshed my mind. I do remember, But what I'm saying is I don't really remember what I was saying. I don't remember what I was saying.
I guess we were. Shit, I forgot as well.
It was something about. It was something like in response to one of your points about me seeing the movie in Spanish, but I forget.
Oh yeah. Well, you were talking about Scar. Like
nothing I hated about the like. Oh, I remember what it was. Okay. So here's the thing, and I thought about this whenever I got off the phone yesterday because we were talking about this, you know, not extensively really, but we talked about this, you know, a little in depth yesterday about why I just, you know, what I'm getting at is for the other movies that we watch for this podcast, it was enjoyable to watch because they were bad movies, and I knew they were going to be bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it was just enjoyable to watch on that, you know, basis alone. I don't know. I have some kind of autism, and watching things in Spanish is just more enjoyable to me. And I don't really fully understand why. I think it could be autism. It could be that my, you know, head just isn't screwed on right. It could be that the bolts in my neck are a little bit loose. You know, when I shake my head, it sounds like I'm shaking a piggy bank type of thing. You know what I mean? And there's like this rattle that just doesn't go away whenever I shake my head. But it also could just be that it's just like rewarding to hear. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But it was rewarding in a way that like it was rewarding in a
You learn Spanish?
I don't really learn anything from it. It's just like it doesn't. I don't think it really adds to anything I already know. But it's just like extra reward. I don't know. I do need to figure out this like the mysterious case of this rattle in my head whenever I shake it. But it could also just be that I just like the language, and I like whenever I understand something. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, what I'm really getting at is, it made watching it more enjoyable. It didn't detract from any of the enjoyability, and like, okay, it was more enjoyable in a way that, what would you say? Because like I understood, like I would say 90% of the movie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I understood way more than I didn't understand. No thanks to the fucking subtitles, which weren't, synced, but that was fine. It made the movie more enjoyable in a way that did not affect the movie. It was just the experience alone was more enjoyable to me. And it felt more productive. It felt twice as productive. It was like, okay, on top of watching the movie for the podcast, it gets some kind of, it felt like double product. I don't know. I'm OCD. I'm ADD. I'm like mentally retarded. Maybe I need to figure out why my head rattles, and I need to tighten the screws on my neck. But other than this, this is just like some kind of. I don't know. Maybe I'm making myself out to be more weird than I am for this, but this is just the way that I
am. Because I am.
I knew that was coming, you fucker. I thought that since Ninshi and Matt weren't here, but I knew you were capable of such a heinous act against God. Act against God herself.
I am more of an Eminem fan than I let on, after all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Going back to The Lion King, we were talking about Scar. I was asking you, because I was gonna make a point that the Disney Renaissance movies, with how the characters talk, is noticeably different from the movies before the Renaissance, because the movies before the Renaissance were very traditional. Like, the movie that Howard Watts, Sleeping Beauty, that's a very traditional movie. Like, it's very timeless in that sense, and the reason why the Renaissance movies has like more of a contemporary way of talking, like, it has more comic relief, I guess, focus, and just generally why the characters talk the way they are. It's because this was during throughout the time when voice acting, like, voice actors were more celebrities than ever. And
right.
that was mainly because of Robin Williams. He was, the voice of Genie from Aladdin, and it was a big deal because not only Robin Williams was getting very popular throughout that time, but like people say that, and something that I agree with as well. It definitely fit his character and the way that he moved very well. So like people, when they saw the Genie, they knew that it was Robin Williams. And the Genie generally, probably more than any other Disney character from throughout the 90s, talk in a very contemporary, modern way.
Right. Yeah. Could also just be that it's more modern. It's more recent.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just, I think this just ties generally to the 90s being, I guess, just generally a very revolutionary decade, if that makes sense. Like, definitely a different decade, like a step to a different era compared to the 80s and everything before it.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't have much to add there because like I said, I'm a noob. Okay. I'm an epic noob to get pwned and fucking hell. Okay. I'm a noob when it comes to Disney history, and I intend to keep it that way. Bells, I actually wasn't listening to a word you were saying.
You were.
I'm kidding. I was. You got me. You got me. I had my hand in the cookie jar. You got me. You cracked the code. Anyways, no, I think it's I don't know. This movie wasn't bad. I didn't get the hype. I think a lot of people hype it up because I think half the people who watch this hype it up because I don't know why. I think the other half the people, probably like a YMS type of person, just wants to have sex with the lions. I think that's probably what's happening. You know, I've seen this is everyone knows about the Nala fuck eyes, right? Like that's a meme. I've heard people say that. I've heard people say maybe I don't know. I've heard it in multiple places. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I guess there is. I don't know. Despite my big attachment to the movie, and I guess like one of the reasons why I really liked it as a kid does apply to me being a furry. But I guess I never really had a, I don't know, a crush. how to put this in a way that is less furry like?
It's entirely fine for you to say that if you're denying it. I think the way you're wording it, since you're denying it, is fine. I think if you were saying this to be like, yeah, I do, I think it would be. I don't think we could be. I think this would be the last episode of Bad Movie Podcast.
Yeah, no, but like, I never really was attracted to any of the lions or even any of the other characters from the movie. I just thought I don't know. I like them. I mean, I guess I Sasu is kind of cute sometimes, but like, again,
is it the fucking bird?
Yeah, but again, it's never been really an attraction thing. It's just,
what is it with you and birds? What is it with you and birds?
I don't know, man.
The fuck? Anyways, no, because we were talking about this in private one time, and I was really trying to pick your brain on why it is you're we're more than an hour into this. I can say this. We're just really trying to pick your brain into why you're a fur fag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
and you basically chalked it. I don't know how much of this you wanted, to talk about publicly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if this movie was live action with humans, it will just, I don't know, it wouldn't feel the same to me.
Right. Well, what I'm trying to bring it back a little bit. There's one night I was really, really confused about why it is people are furries and why you're a furry. But you said something like, I don't know, just like you have a preference or something, or you feel a type of way whenever anthropomorphic characters are on screen. Not necessarily sexually, but you said something to this extent, correct?
Yeah. It's just like.
Does that apply to this movie?
Yes.
Okay. But not the sexual part.
No, not the sexual part.
Huh. I don't. Much like the previous conversation we had about this, I don't have much to add because I'm kind of confused. But I'm a little confused, but it sounds like you're more confused. So that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I will also say like this is a different point, but like them being animals, like even outside of my does work better than them being humans, just on the fact that it does tie very well to like the nature circle of life thing about the film.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if they were humans, Disney would have to tone down like Scar. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's kind of what's allowed, like that cartooniness, kind of buys them a little bit more leniency in what they, and the fact that they try to make him kill like the toddler nephew.
Yeah, I mean that is true in a way, but the reason why I think it's just debatable is because that's the reason why I ask you for the other Disney movies. Like when I was talking about Hunchback having a even more evil villain than Scar, it's because like there's a scene in the movie where like he just
don't spoil it. We might watch it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You little freakazoid.
That will be a good movie to watch for the podcast, actually, because
probably would be.
Honestly, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on Hunchback.
Listen. That's a movie that is either Tim or Brant talks highly of. I forget which one. Maybe both.
Yeah,
but I gotta watch it at some point because of this. Anyways, I think that just about wraps it all up for me. I don't really have much more to say. I was negative. Hopefully, I was positive enough to balance out the negatives, because it is a movie that I'm more positive on the negative, even if I do feel kind of more mid than either of those. But it's a 6 out of 10 for me. It's a 6 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. What more do you want? What more do you want? What more can I give? What more can I give? You want me to bump it up to a 7? I can't. I could, but I wouldn't be truthful. Okay, it would be fake. It would be fake. It would be inauthentic. It would be it would be faux leather. I don't fucking know. It'd be the faux leather stripped off the pig's back of this movie. What more do you want? No, this is the real leather stripped off the back of this fucking pig's movie, who I hate. What more? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I mean, again, I am glad that because like going in, I thought you were gonna give the movie like a 4 or a 5. So like I don't know, I was surprised that you ended up somewhat liking it. Like in the it's okay kind of way, which I definitely. I don't know. I appreciate, and I think your criticisms towards the movie. I don't know. I guess some of them I do completely disagree. Like again, how the movie looks, or generally the Scar song. I think it's also like I don't really have any problems with Be Prepared, or the way that Scar talks, or I don't know. I guess I feel like a lot of those things are again probably because we're brought in different perspectives. Like I think I'm just a lot of what this movie does is something that I'm already used to, very familiar with, something that is just ingrained to my mind since I was a kid. Like and you've seen this movie before, but again, you're definitely talking in a like this is I think the second time you've seen the movie Blatant.
It would be, yes. It would be the second time I've seen this movie.
Yeah. So like obviously like not just to this movie, but like we have different views, or at the very least experiences, when it comes to animated movies, and I think that's probably why we feel very different towards a lot of things about this film.
Yeah, it could be. It could also just be that I want to have sex with animals and you do. Listen. I'm not. No one is ever going to be able to convince me otherwise. Is that that Disney? I do genuinely believe that Disney was injecting these movies with the woke mind MK Ultra virus. To make people want to have sex with animals, because it seems like this kind of craze stems from Disney. And listen. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't do in the bedroom. Okay, I'm not here. That's not my fucking job. Okay, because I think St. Peter will have a couple words for you when you die. But I digress. Okay, you can have sex, crazy ass sex, crazy super duper ass sex in animal costumes. Just remember, St. Peter's not gonna be too fucking happy. Okay, St. Peter, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I'm just saying, I don't judge, because it's not my place. But St. Peter will. And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
And Walt Disney is rotting in hell.
There
you go. That's what I have to say. So are we done here?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of something else to say, but I don't know, it doesn't come to mind. I think we covered at the very least everything that you and I wanted to talk about. Yeah, honestly, I guess at the very least for now, I don't really have anything else to say. I still do really love this movie, and I guess like one of the reasons why I do hold it in such high regard is because taking this movie in perspective to like all of the other Disney movies, like even to the movies that came before, it definitely just feels like a very clear high point. Like I don't know, like I feel like all of the history just building up to this movie, like I don't know, what it represents in culture, what it represents for the company, what it represents. I don't know. For me, it's probably part of the reason why I do really like it. Like again, I have a connection with that, I guess.
That's fair. I can't take that away from you, nor do I intend to.
Yeah, I was thinking that for the next I have 2 movies in mind we can do.
Oh well,
Uh,
we have a queue.
a
We have a
queue.
queue. We do have a queue. You know
Yeah.
Q. You know Q.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
17th letter of the alphabet. How do I know that off the top of my head?
yeah.
Anyways,
But I was thinking that for the next episode, we can either do honestly, The Lion King 2 will probably be an interesting choice because well, it is a worse movie than the original, obviously, but it is at the very least to me one of the better direct to DVD sequels, and it does tie a little bit to the first movie because like,
well, where does 1.5 sit into that?
well, 1.5 is just like a parody of the first movie. It's just like
Okay,
it takes the first movie and just like it makes fun of it in a way. I don't
that's
know.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Um,
that's got more of the fucking pig and the mouse, right?
no, yeah, that is that is Timon and Pumbaa the movie.
Yeah, that would be a 0, immediate 0. Yeah, we should probably skip that one if you want me to have a good time.
Yeah.
Right now, what I have queued up in the queue is Zootopia and Encanto.
I honestly will probably like to hold for Encanto. Like maybe it's just I don't want to rewatch it at the very
Oh,
least at some
Bells, that's
point.
the move. That's the Bells movie. You're in that movie, buddy.
Yeah, but
But you don't feel seen. You don't feel common.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I do. It's just
You don't feel like like a people instead of a person. You don't feel like a
brother.
hive mind instead of an individual. Are you
I
retarded?
no.
Okay, just
I
making
don't
sure.
know. I mean, I like Encanto, but not enough to. I don't know. I mean, we can do Encanto. Just I prefer.
It's the meme it's I don't have to explain it to you.
Yeah, I know. Because I live in Colombia. The movie takes place in Colombia. The main character. I know you're not the only one who has made the comparison. I think Alim has as well.
Yeah, well, it's kind of obvious. I mean, you did make the joke. I wish Columbia was real when that movie came out, and it was so fucking unfunny.
Well, I didn't make the joke. It was a letter.
Semantics. I don't listen. Anyways,
Yeah.
you want to do Lion King 2 next?
Well, I have either that or I was thinking of what you said about you enjoying movies in Spanish and a really funny pick. Not even like the movie itself, just a really absurd pick just came to mind. Do you remember when I was talking about those Mexican X movies?
I had a feeling. I had a feeling that's where you were going. Do you want to?
I don't know. That one's risky because like I have no idea how
Well,
you're gonna
A,
feel about.
no one's gonna care. B,
Well,
I don't know anything about what I'm getting into on that. I remember
I think it's
I had like a Mexican friend in like the 3rd grade who talked about that movie. Or talked about something related to that. It was something about that.
Yeah.
I brother, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what I'm getting into. I think I have an idea of the type of humor that's going to be associated with such a movie.
Oh yeah. It is like, well, what do you think the comedy is gonna be like?
The fact that there's a double meaning.
Yeah. It's not just double
I
meaning, but
think I
like,
have a feeling that they're gonna run that shit into the ground.
they done, but it is very present. I'm not gonna really give anything away about the movie. I'm just gonna say uh 2 things. Actually, maybe just one. Well, first, I think there's here's the thing about those X movies is that obviously they're not popular in America, but they are big. At the very least, they used to be really big on Latin America. Like before the movies came out, they were like internet animations. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it started off as internet animations, like as little shorts. And one day when the brand got so big, decided to make a movie out of it, and then it became a franchise.
Right. It was the original Smosh.
E-
No, it was the original Breadwinners Bells.
Well, honestly, it was I will say it's like the first movie is basically proto Sausage Party, but much better.
Is it? I mean, obviously, I feel like the kind of jokes it's going to make are fucking obvious from the fact that they're eggs and it's a Spanish movie. But um, how, like, who is this movie targeted for?
Um, Mexican, I guess. Well, I mean, the humor is very Mexican,
Like
so
age demographic,
oh yeah, the age demographic. That's the weird part because like I don't know, the first movie is like it's like in this very weird line between a kids movie and an adults movie because like I've seen the movie as a kid as well, and I liked it a lot. I think I've seen I know a lot of people at the very least in my school that has seen the movie as a kid, but it also has a lot of adult jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like in this weird line. Like I don't know.
Is it like
It's
SpongeBob? Like, oh, if you watch it as an adult, you're gonna get, what Patrick meant whenever he said "you genius is showing," or is it because I first of all, I don't really trust you to gauge such a thing because I feel like you're a little cartoon brained, but yeah, I'll tell you what, because that is something at some point that I think it would be unfortunate if we didn't get around to doing it. So we'll stick a pin in that because I do think that could be funny. But so next movie, it is between the three that we have right now in the queue,
yeah.
and I think you know which
Zootopia,
one those are. Yeah.
yeah, Zootopia and Kanto, and yeah, I guess you're also. I'm assuming so talking about Lion King too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I'll let you be the judge here because I think I've picked all of them so far, even the episode that didn't come out.
Yeah. You should still try to. I don't
I
know.
can. It's just I don't. I'll tell you what. I'll keep that episode. I'll chop away at it a little bit, every now and again. And if we're ever late on a week and we can't get around to doing an episode, then it will come out
Okay.
as a
Sounds
lost
fair.
episode kind of thing,
Yeah, Lowe's episode, the ban episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds fair actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which movie do you want to do next?
I guess I'll say because like in Kanto, I don't want to really do personally at the very least. I want to do it later.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm between Zootopia and Lion King 2. I'll think about it. I'll let you know.
Oh, but Bells, we announce them at the end of every episode, so you got to do it now.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look a little bit into Zootopia.
I'm pretty neutral on this. I think neither one I really dread doing because I don't really have any funny bits planned for Lion King 2, but probably the funny bit will just be how bad it sucks, in my opinion. That'll be like the entire bit. The other one, it's like the bit I'm going to do with that one is well, I guess we'll see when we get around to the fucking I do have to address the MK Ultra woke mind virus that makes people want to have sex with animals, but aside from that, there is the race commentary that I'm so excited to get around to, but in terms of which one I would personally rather do, I am completely neutral. I don't care. It's all you.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna cause like Zootopia. I haven't seen the movie since it came out. I do I am interested in seeing it. It's just I don't know. I because like I guess
Would you
Lion
rather
King
wait
2.
until after the sequel to the acclaimed Lion King? And this one's direct to DVD, right?
Yeah, this one is direct to DVD.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess I get to dip my toes and I decided that whenever I watch a movie in Spanish, if I review it on Letterboxd, which I will review it on Letterboxd, I review everything. I have this like a little brown man. That's what I'm tagging it with. I'm tagging it with this little emoji of a brown man. I think
Oh
it's really
yeah,
funny.
Honestly, I was gonna ask you what you were meaning with the brown man.
That's what I mean with the brown man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that means it's whenever you watch a movie in Spanish. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to take a dime, and that will decide between Zootopia or Lion King 2.
Okay. Well, the more time you take, the more I'd rather do Lion King 2. But
okay.
Like I said, it's your choice. If you want to leave it up to a coin flip, you leave it up to a coin flip.
Yeah, I will leave it up to a coin flip.
Okay.
So,
well, wait, you got to call it.
Okay. Zootopia, I guess, will be heads.
Okay.
And Lion King 2 will be tails.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is the result.
You could just say it. People aren't going to see it. You could just, oh, well, okay. It's in public.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one was which.
Oh, neither
Which
do
one
I.
is this?
That's why I said it in public, because I don't.
Oh my God, Bells! No, I'm gonna have to re-listen. I'm gonna have to re-listen. You little bastard.
Okay, I have another one. This one does say.
You could do another one, but I think it would be funny if we had to re-listen.
Okay, so heads is Zootopia.
No, it's too late. It's too late. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, after this, I will leave a comment on the video as to which one won, because apparently me and Bells are too incompetent to do anything. We hope to see you in the next episode. Bells, shut your fucking mouth. Do you remember now? Did you remember?
No, I went to another website and I cut tails.
Okay, well, that doesn't count. Okay, because you're using the first coin flip. I just don't remember which one it was. So I'll leave a comment as to which one we're doing next. Thank you so much for watching. You should watch the other ones because they're really cool. Also, you should follow my regular YouTube channel because I stream all the time and it's really good content, man. It's really funny. It's really funny. Anyways, peace out. I'm sorry we're incompetent.